In this video, I'm going to show you guys quick and easy way to get a perfect green screen effect in DaVinci Resolve. Almost 3 years ago, I made a tutorial titled Best Green Screen Tutorial Ever for DaVinci Resolve, and many people liked it. Please, someone find this guy, Cosmic Coffee, and tell him that I have updated the tutorial. In this video, I used a color page to get a green screen effect, which still works, but for some people it can be a little bit complicated or confusing. So to make that thing even easier, this is the updated tutorial for you guys. Now let's start the tutorial. Open your DaVinci Resolve and import your files, and also import your green screen footage to your timeline, and then go to Effects page and then go to OpenFX and then search for 3D keyer. Once you type the 3D, you should see this 3D keyer. Now you just have to drag that effect on top of your green screen footage where you want to apply the green screen effect, Now you should go to the inspector. It should be at the top right side. Once you are in inspector, go to effects, okay? And in here, you can see there is the 3D keyer effect. You can enable it, disable it from here, and you can do all the settings. So before we begin, there is very important setting you need to change. That is, you need to enable the OpenFX overlay. In your preview window, to the left side, there is this little arrow option. You have to click on it. By default, the transform option is selected. Here, you need to change that to OpenFX overlay. You have to click on it, and now OpenFX overlay is enabled. If you don't enable this, this won't work. All right, so make sure that you enable it first. Now go back to the inspector and effects. So before we pick the color, you should change one more settings in 3D keyer, that is usage options. Click on it to expand it and click on show paths. All right. Once you enable that, now you're ready to pick the color. And don't just click and pick the color. Don't. This is the bad way to do it. And many tutorials I have seen that people do this and they don't get the perfect green screen. We are not going to pick the color. We're going to draw a line instead of just clicking. All right. Make sure that color picker is selected. Right click and hold it and start drawing the line, instead of just picking one spot color. This way you can add, different shades of greens. There is always a little bit of difference in colors in different parts of the clips. So that's why just click and hold and start just, making the lines like that. And this white part that you see is your object. In this case, that's me. Like I'm keying out myself from the green screen. If you don't see any white parts outside of your object, that means you have got the perfect green screen. If you release it, see, all the green colors are gone perfectly. I know there are some colors in like hair or something, but if you make it small, you won't notice it. But you can actually make them go away too, which I'll show you as we go through this video. If you still find any green colors in your footage, even after doing that, you can also fix that by clicking on this add icon. All right. Wherever you see the green, you just start drawing again. I'm just overdoing it, so I have to, reset it because I actually got rid of all the greens with one line. So I'm gonna do this one more time because I like to do this. It's so easy. I just draw some lines and all the green screen colors are just easily gone. This is how I do it. It's so easy. Now, once you're happy with your selection, go to usage option again and untick the show paths option, which will delete the lines that you have drawn. First thing to get rid of any bleeding green colors is to use dispel option under behavior options. All right, just crank it up to 100. You can see all the greens are actually gone. Almost all the greens are gone. You can see if I slide it to 0, there you can see the green colors there little bit. It's not too much. It's not bothering at all, but still crank that up to full strength. which is 1, and you can see all the greens are actually gone. All right, now we can do further improvements. All right, key adjustments, chroma tolerance, chroma softness. We don't have to touch that in this case. You can see everything is just perfect, right? With just few lines, we have already, perfected our green screen. You should play around with the matte fineness. There are some really cool options that does really cool things to your green screen object. Let's say, for example, clean black. This adds blur to the edges. If you want to have some blur, you should use this. I actually use this. I use around like 5-10%. If you go 100, I'm gonna zoom out. You can see 100% isn't good. So have it like 5 to 10. Depends on your like project, but I think for me 10 is good. This will eliminate the harsh edges. That's what it does. And you can also play around with the other settings too, clean white, black clips, and whatever. So for me, that's all I use, and I get the perfect green screen effect. Yeah, this is actually really, really simple. One more thing, just extra tip for you guys. You can actually save this effect for later use. If you have the same type of green screen setup, just like me, you can just, save the preset, and then you don't have to do this again and again. So to do that, you have to delete the effect first, because we have to use something called adjustment clip. This time go to toolbox, and in here search for adjustment clips and drag this to your timeline, just like that, on top of the green screen clip where you want to have the green screen effect. Right now, again, go to the OpenFX and then search for 3D keyer, and then this time you have to use this 3D keyer on adjustment clip instead of the real green screen footage. So drag that on top of the adjustment clip. Whatever effect you apply to the adjustment clip, it also applies to the clips underneath. So if we do the green screen in adjustment clip, it will apply that green screen to our footage. Simple. So now again, go to the inspector effects and make sure that adjustment clip is selected. And now do the same thing. Draw the lines and make sure you get rid of all the greens that you see here. Now with the adjustment clip, we can actually save the effect. So first we need to enable the power bins. Make sure it is enabled. If it's not enabled, go to these 3 dots menus. It's DaVinci Resolve 18.5. So this is where you can find the power bins option. I don't know about the previous versions. I probably forgot. If you're using like DaVinci Resolve 17, 16 something, then maybe you have to look up on the internet how to enable power bins. But in DaVinci Resolve 18.5, this is where it is. 3 dots menu here, right here, and show power bins. Make sure that it is enabled. Once it's enabled, go to master. I have some, footages and some clips saved here, and I have created a folder called effects here, and I actually have my green screen effect saved there. So to save the effect, you can actually select that adjustment clip, right, and drag on to the power bins. You create a folder or just drop it on the master. So now we can actually delete this, and every time you open the new project, you just go to the power bins. Whatever you save in power bins, you can access those from any project. Your new project, old project, it stays here. So now we have our adjustment clip here. All right, I'm gonna drag and drop it on top of my clip here. All right, just with one click, now we have our green screen effect. Now you may have noticed that our background isn't showing up because the green screen effect is also applied to the background. What do I do now? If that's the case, you can actually copy this adjustment clip and then delete it, cut it, all right? And now right click on your actual green screen footage and click on paste attributes. click on that and select video attributes, everything, right? I'm just gonna apply, bam. Now you have the green screen effect only on one clip without adjustment clip. Yeah, that's amazing. And you can see the background isn't affected. So yeah, so simple and easy. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something and hope it was helpful. Now you can go to the color page, and if you need to do any color grading, you can do the color grading and whatnot. If you still have any questions or have any suggestions for me, you can always do the comment and we can have some chit chat in the comment section too. Yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself and have fun. Bye-bye.